Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to pre-market technical analysis live here on Friday, January the 29th, 2020. Sorry, I am late. I apologize for that. I tried to set up all of this such that I'm ready to go, but every time it just seems like something it's coming on our way. Yes, I'm standing today. Not so much because I'm always sitting. And trust me, if you know, for those of you who have been working from home, for me, this has been the case since, let's say, March. So actually, it's not a good posture. I'm trying to get a better ergonomic here, maybe standing sometime because it can definitely get to our body. So let's say hello to people in the chat room. Hello, good morning, beautiful Gates. Great win on I think I just read this morning that you traded AAL for 300% win yesterday. Great stuff. Good morning, Miss Percy, Mr. Andrew, the one and only Mr. Andrew. What if we say the one and only Mr. Andrew? How about Mr. Jimmy Profits, aka Jimmy? I hope the prince will allow you some small time to to trade, my friend. But you know, that's usually they say, hey, kids pretty much dictates which that's going on. So you have a new boss now again. So just know that. Folks, this is the last day of trading for January. Could you believe it? The month just zipped past in. And for me, before we dive in, I'm getting feedback from either on our YouTube or for people who come and schedule meetings for the first time. So typically what I'm hearing, and if that's happened to be the case for you, because we know that people are watching and following this program in the background, I'm getting this type of feedback. Hey, YouTube has suggested your video like a month ago, and I passed on it. And then YouTube kept suggesting it. And finally, I click. And when I click, I went to your website. And when I went to your website, I scheduled the meeting. So that's why I'm here. So imagine if it has been taking you a month. For us, we have been doing this since May, right? With, without any much effort in terms of social media or anything. So if YouTube has suggested our videos to you for a month or so, click on the video. Yeah. Click on the video. So I was having a great conversation yesterday with a fellow trader in Arizona. I've never met him. This is the feedback that he was showing me, notwithstanding those who sent email of the similar thing. So this is just the first month of trading of the last 12 months. Last December, we were talking about here getting into a new habit, taking your trading to the next level. We had an offer that some hopefully our video on YouTube is suggesting that to traders who are looking for a way to take their trading to the next level. If that's you, it's not too late, right? So I want you to do that on here as we start the last trading day of January, Friday, January the 29th, 2021. It is currently 9 a.m. Eastern, 9:01 precisely Eastern in New York and in Toronto. It's 6:01 Pacific time here in Southern California, which means that it is about 3 p.m. in my beloved city of Douala. Beloved city of Douala, where somebody like African Mama hails as well. Good morning, African Mama. Glad to see you here. Mr. Successful 19. Okay. I do not know Mr. Successful 19. He's saying peace, bro. Bro Telex, brother Telex. Okay. So maybe where are you catching the show from, Mr. Successful 19? Because this is our first time here and we like to greet our audience on here. All right. While we do that, the content of this stock market technical analysis daily, it's pretty simple. This is our 30-minute thereabouts for us to take a look at what's happening, what took place yesterday, and how can we point you to a direction with some knowledge such that you can take advantage of this market. So we do that, for instance, by taking a look at the 30,000 feet view of the US equity through the eyes of the main ETF, SPY, QQQ, IWM, and Mr. Successful 19 is in Arizona. Okay, I'm not sure. Mr. Successful 19, are you the person that you talked to last night? All right. So, all right. Very good. Okay. So I'm not making this stuff up. The the fellow who I spoke with yesterday who gave me that feedback is none that other than Mr. Successful 19. So glad to have you on the show, sir. Glad to have you on the show. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at how SPY has been trending. We use TradingView on here. It's a free tool. And as you know, by now, it has all of these nice feature. We can go back in time in dates. We can use the replay button whenever it decides to be working, because right now it was drawing a blank screen for me. So here's a view of, that's not SPY, that's Facebook from yesterday. Oh yeah, Facebook from yesterday. For those in our Discord room, the GangstA trade yesterday, I'm hoping you took it, right? The GangstA trade yesterday, you can check, I think the entry for, was it the 255? At 5 or 6 cents, they went to $50, 50 cents in a matter of an hour and 15 minutes. So that's a cool 10-bagger for you right there, just as the doctor prescribed on GangstA Trade. So that was Facebook yesterday for those in our GangstA trading room. So hopefully you took advantage of that. All right, so this morning, what do we see? Here's SPY. The last couple of days, we talked about it yesterday as we do every morning, right? We are looking at the daily charts of SPY on TradingView for those who are new on here. And we have, let me just move the screen on here such that we can have our indicators. The yellow is the exponential moving average 8 period. The green line is exponential moving average 20. And those serve as natural support and resistance if you're new to technical analysis. So when you are looking at a chart of a stock, any stock for that matter, that's what technical analysis is, not specific to the stock, right? So you can read any stock through its chart just by the principle, the real principle that we teach you here at Successful Trading. So look at that inflection point on the yellow exponential moving average 8, right? The price now for the last three, this is the third day ongoing, the price is below that. That's the start of a bearish momentum, if you will, right? Yesterday, we had a candle where, we gapped up yesterday, and overall, between, let's say, Wednesday and Thursday, SPY was up 2%, folks. QQQ was up 2-point-something %. But look how that closed. That's this upper shadow candle on here, or a wick, as they call it, and this morning, we're gapping down. So we are to be paying attention to this, folks. Yeah, because typically SPY has done this and it will recover. All this means is what? For you and I, right? The market is moving, meaning that there are opportunities to make money. Period. That's the end of the story. And here, the type of strategy that we teach on SPY, for instance, today is expiration day. If you don't know how to take advantage of SPY gapping down in pre-markets like right now on expiration day, my friend, find your way to Successful Trading, book a session, and see how you can incorporate this very, very lucrative strategy within your trading system. So similarly, if we jump to QQQ, so SPY has expiration on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Henceforth, it really gives us 3 great opportunities to make money. So on a day like Friday today, the other ETFs also have expiration, right? So meaning QQQ that we are looking at, again, similar type of pattern. You know that how is that possible? That QQQ resemble SPY so much from a chart perspective because the top holdings, we have given you the top holdings on here and you can find them. We have a great article on the blog. That's the type of information, the type of knowledge that we provide on here at Successful Trading. The 10 top holding for QQQ and SPY are almost identical. Yeah, so by and large, some days we have divergence here and there. So that usually tells you that there are other sectors because SPY has 10 sectors, right? QQQ is just one of them. So QQQ is a subset of SPY, if you will. But that subset is the lion's share of SPY. If with the likes of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Johnson & Johnson, Visa, NVIDIA, those are the and Microsoft. I don't know. Yeah, I think I mentioned Microsoft. So that's something that you know. And when SPY is moving, it doesn't mean that let's put a clarification here. It doesn't mean that when you are trading one of those, you have to mimic it to which that SPY or QQQ is doing. Example in case yesterday, Facebook has earnings yesterday, and it was trading opposite of QQQ for most of the day. At the end of the day, both QQQ and SPY, they became bearish, and that further accelerated the bearish momentum on Facebook. So That's something that some traders usually get caught up into. Hey, they're looking at the indexes and saying, oh, I made this decision on my stock because SPY was doing this. Not really. It shouldn't be like that. You're trading a stock. The chart of that stock should be telling you what to do. Or even better, here at Successful Trading, we will tell you to track the chart of the very option that you're trading instead of the chart of the stock. So, long story short here, QQQ is in play today on expiration day, same as IWM. This one has been very interesting. So this one has been very interesting. So this look at this long bullish momentum after the crossover of the EMA 8 over the EMA 20 here, back all the way to November. Yeah, remember that November 3rd when we wish that happened. Look at what's run IWM has been on. So now it finds itself. Great example of identifying support, right? Natural support we talked about. So in this case, the green line, which is the exponential moving average 20, yes, we use the exponential moving average 20 on here instead of the single moving average. It's not, we will explain to you if you're curious onto why we are using exponential versus simple moving average. So in this case here, support on Wednesday, exactly bouncing off of that EMA 20. Yeah, the green line. Yesterday, same thing. Today, we are starting right there. So my friend, as long as this yellow momentum, most recent momentum, start crossing the green one, when that happens, we are due down for further downward movement. Until then, as of now, this thing can go sideways here for a while. They like to do that. So just small gap today. But again, all of these three ETF, you can play them. You can trade them rather today, depending on the direction. All right. So that takes care of the big picture. Let's go here before we go to our next segment, which will be going to Finwiz and seeing which that's moving. So somebody is asking a question here. Just to confirm, QQQ trading closes at 4:15. Thank you, beautiful gates. All right. This is something that I don't know why is it that much known. I guess it's just part of one of those. And we created a video on that. The video on YouTube, on a YouTube channel, is called Option Trading After Hours. And that video actually is getting a lot of momentum. I wasn't expecting it to have that momentum because for me, I made the video, I thought this was a known fact. The ETFs, the exchange traded funds, namely SPY, QQQ, IWM, DIA for the Dow Jones as well, those are the main ones. They trade each and every day all the way to 4:15 Eastern. So what does this mean? That means you have until 4:15, an extra 15 minutes, unlike the regular stock to trade it. But on expiration day like this one, folks, depending on your broker, you need to be careful, let's say, if that position is in the money. Yeah? So sometimes some broker, they will force close your position, especially if it's the money, even well before 4 Eastern. I guarantee you that. I've seen that happen to me several times. So this is how, for you can take advantage of SPY in this case. Let's say if it's SPY or QQQ, but even SPY, because SPY, the next closest expiration after today, Friday, is Monday. So it's not that far, meaning that the cost of the option is not going to be that far. So if you want to take advantage of that extra 15 minutes, one idea is that at some point, you can convert your trade that you have expiring today into an expiration on Monday. So if you are trading SPY. For QQQ or IWM, that extra 15 minutes, we have seen things happen. I think this week was such a case. When was Facebook and Apple had, when did they have earnings? It was Wednesday, right? Yeah. That extra 15 minutes, the indexes, both SPY and QQQ, further went down. So meaning that for somebody who had expiration for a QQQ or IWM or SPY for the following expiration, they made money. Or if you're out of the money, sometimes your broker will not do anything. But you don't need to be in the money to make big money. Meaning that if you take cheap option of a SPY toward the end, and that thing start moving toward the end and not in the money, the broker, they don't mind because it's not in the money. It's not going to trigger an exercise or anything. And we have made money on that. So we illustrated such an example in that video called Option Trading After Hours, which you can search that on our YouTube. So thank you. Beautiful gate. So yes, that is correct. That is correct for SPY, QQQ, IWM, and GI. Those are just the main ones, really, in terms of ETFs. There are plenty of other ETFs, but these are liquid enough, especially SPY. It's an ETF that, I mean, the spread on it is 1 cent. All right. Okay, any stock that anybody wants us to take a look at? Well, for us, we are going to switch gears on here. Well, switch gears. The next segment on here on this stock market pre-markets analysis show is for us to use this another tool, which you can consider a scanner, if you will, right? We're trying to make things simple on here for traders, because when we teach you strategy, the whole idea is that you understand a strategy, then now you can apply it in the plethora of stock that exists in the stock markets. The US Stock Exchange has over 7,000 stocks. Obviously, not all of them are optionable. We like to trade option on here to take advantage of the price versus stock, because trading, let's try to trade a game stock right now at $300 or $400. That can pose a challenge, actually, even trading the option. Good luck with that, because the implied volatility is just so jacked up. So we filter by optionable. Typically, we go over $15 because the cheaper stocks, well, not bearing the recent game stock and the other short squeeze Wahala, the smaller price stock, some of them. We have seen $10, $11 stock on here. FCX is one of them before it moved to $20, or even Snap when it started, right? Or Neo. They can be, but they need more movement in order for option to make money. So you will need like 10% move in order to get maybe 100% on option. For us, if you are trading a bigger price stock in the 100, in the 200, a 1% and a 1.5% move, especially on a day like Friday, that's where we start collecting those bags. And sometimes we have seen how those bags, they turn into the so-called 10 baggers, right? But nevertheless, here, you decide what you want to use as your filtering option for the price. Optionable and over 1 million, that's yielding a list of 1,161 stock. But for us, the game or the goal on here is to scan whichever are moving the most. And in this week on here, oh boy, did we have a lot of things moving. Yeah, I'm going to leave aside the so-called short squeeze, GME, BlackBerry, who was another one on here that was on the list. BlackBerry, I think Beth Bath and Beyond was another one on the list. And I think somebody shared yesterday in our Discord that some brokers are actually putting restriction on what you can do, trade, and what you can do. Sorry, I was just looking at somebody who was leaving me a message on our Discord room. Sorry about that. How to... I lost my train of thoughts. Yeah, so we were talking about the short squeeze stocks. So we will leave them aside. Yeah, brokers are putting restriction on what you can do in terms of trading them. I think you can buy for most of them. I saw on that message yesterday, you can still buy standard calls and put. But let's say if you're a writer of options, you may have restriction. And then holding the stock, I don't think they allow you to borrow to trade stock on margin now. And they have a full list of stocks. So just be mindful of that. But I mean, shy of that, folks, this market is moving, right? So this morning, for instance, for us, we want to bring you something that we do on here. So this is the initial filtering, right? Optionable over a certain amount, a price. So this is earnings season. You by now, you know, earnings season started, let's say, January 18, we'll go all the way to mid-February, thereabouts. So every morning, you can come on here and say, okay, give me the stock that had earnings yesterday after market close. It will give you a list, and such is the case for this stock, for instance, Western Digital. What am I talking about? Western Digital is a stock that for us, we are very familiar with. We are familiar with about 80 stock because we have done what we call quantitative analysis on them. One of the quantitative analysis that we have done for Western Digital and other type of stock is the behavior, how for us we can go about making money during earnings. So typically, most traders, especially retail traders, they will think that, oh, a stock is having earnings, let me go buy calls before earnings because the price is going to jump up. That's not always the case because company can beat the earnings on revenue and earning per share and even provide strong guidance and still go down. Go check AMG this week. That's exhibit number 1 of many. But for us, here's what we have done. We study, and I'm sharing something on here. If this is your first time on here, the name of this document is called Earning Quantitative Analysis. It's strictly proprietary of successful tradings. So And what we do, we take our basket of stocks. There are about 80. But if you're interested into bringing in your specific stocks or set of stocks, we can, let's talk to me, write to me. You can order this study from us. But if you want a copy of this one, again, talk to me. You can get your hand on a copy of this. What's the value of this document? The value of this document is to show to us to prove to us that there is no need to gamble before earnings, because there's plenty of movement on some of these stocks on the day one after earnings, day two, and day three. So you and I here at Successful Trading, we have this, maybe I've heard of it, this tiny strategy we call a GangstA trade. So we love applying that strategy on earnings because it fits right in. So for us on here, the history is telling us that this is the average percentage by which Western Digital tends to go down on its earning. We have been tracking its earning on here since January 2017. Yeah, I told you that's the computer program that I trade-off, I created it in 2017. So at least, but you can't go as far back because getting this data is nothing. Somebody can go to Yahoo Finance and write a piece of code to spit this out, absolutely, for 2014. But at least now we're keeping it to the last 4 years. For us, what we want to see is consistency. So here, my friend, the main information that I'm taking out of this is that historically, not that history will repeat itself today, right? It's all about statistic. That's where when we tell somebody that when I take a trade, I'm backing it up by the statistic on the, hey, what's the probability that this is likely to happen? So in this case, this stock is gapping 12%. I love stocks that are gapping 12%. Actually, Western Digital has not gapped that much because these are the gaps post-earnings. Typically, it will tend to gap down. The last time that Western Digital gapped this much was January of the earning of January 2019. Oh, fantastic. On that day, it gapped 13.35%. What happened? It carried on 5% higher, but then minus 8% down. So meaning, my friend, this is the prototypical type of trade that I want to have. Meaning, this stock from the opening price goes up higher and then it reverses. If Western Digital is to do that today, that's golden for me. So that's good enough for me to say that. And for some of you, you already know how we're going to be trading it. But if you are on the outside, maybe this was worth the price of admission here for you today. So come, join Successful Trading. We will teach you how to take advantage of this. You will stop gambling on earnings. Rather, you will be taking high probability trades to take your trading to the next level. Mr. Successful say, you don't need that, sir. Mr. Successful Trading, Mr. Successful Trading, Mr. Successful Trading. Oh, that would be difficult now. Between Mr. Successful 19, Mr. Successful Trading. Mr. Successful and we had a deal yesterday. we had a great power yesterday, so we are currently working on something. So my friend, soon you will have the house and the key, right? You will own the whole place. Yeah, you have enough space in Arizona. I guarantee you for you to become how do we call? We have some traders here who have been with us from day one. Who we call them like partners at firms, right? So you are on your way to becoming one such person. So looking forward to the coming days, my friend, because there's so much. This is just those who have been here in pre-market, you have had a sense of all of the strategies that we have. So today being Friday, we are not afraid to trade on Fridays. Some traders have come on here. The feedback they gave us is that they don't make money on Fridays because then we showed them study, because we can show you quantitative analysis, meaning evidence, not just we think that, quantitative evidence to show that, hey, there is actually money to be made on Friday. Hey, we can even do better. Some of you who have spoken with me, especially recent signees, we have sat down over Zoom meeting and went step by step where I showed you, hey, I have a specific stock that I can trade high probability on Friday and they will make money consistently. And I give you the percentage of time that the behavior is such. So when you have a strategy like that, and then you do that continuously, that is what brings what we call and what all traders would like to get at consistency, because when you are consistent, guess what? No, it doesn't mean that every single day or every single week you're gonna make 1,000, but your consistency, the consistency of a strategy, especially folks, if you are absolutely bound to that, meaning that you are not taking the chance that, oh, this week I don't feel like doing it, because you don't know if that week that's what's going to happen. Yeah. So that consistency is what we bring. Especially, we have seen that with our trade alerts. You guys have seen videos on the number of 10 baggers. Then 10 baggers are there just the byproduct of the strategy. Once you start being consistent, well, this market has been moving, folks. Yeah, things happen. Things happen. Ask Mr. Jimmy. Between taking care of the prince is his new bundle of joy. He just has a kid, so he's trading while taking care of Mr. Prince. Ask his experience how he was able to lock in a 30 bagger this week on was that on the B1 trade. So, all right, folks. We hope you got something out of this. After this show, as I told you, I need usually 5-10 minutes, or I'm gonna have 7 and giving you 7 minutes to everybody to reset your mind such that we are in full readiness position to take advantage of this market. Thank you. Have a great weekend. We shall talk again on Monday, God willing. Bye-bye.